So we'll start with our new topic, material master. Okay, so in the material master, the topics we are going to cover, we'll see what is material master, what is material type, what are the different material types available in the system. Then we'll see in the system how to create, change and display material master. Okay, what are the organizational levels used in the material master, we'll understand. How to extend the material master, we'll see. Okay, what is the unit of measure, how it is used in the material master, we'll understand. What is material status, okay, how it is used. Then some of the different entry aids in material master maintenance, we'll understand. Okay, then we'll see how to view changes made to material master, how to see it in the system with the log kind of thing. Then we'll see what are the views relevant for PP module, okay, production planning module in the material master, and then we'll see some reports in the material master. So these are the topics we'll be covering it today. Okay, so basically what is material? Okay, a material can be a substance or a commodity that is bought or sold on a commercial basis or is used, consumed or created in production. A material can also be a service. So material can be anything. It can be a material, it can be a particular substance which is procured, or it can be a sold, okay, or it is manufactured. Whatever it is called as a material. So it can be a raw material, it can be a semi-finished product, it can be a finished product. So all those are called materials. Okay, so even your stationery like your pen, paper which is used in the organization, all those are called materials. Spare parts like nut, bolt, liquids, oils, all those are called materials. Okay, now what is material master? Material master, it contains all the data required to manage a material. So the material master basically is a master data object, contains the data about that particular material. Okay, so this is the overview of material master. So this one, the material master contains information on all the materials that a company procures or produces, stores and sells. So this will contain all the data of that particular material. Okay, for a company, the material master record represents the central source for data on materials. That means it is a centralized object. Material master record is basically a centralized object. That means all the particular departments will store their respective data in the material master record. Okay, they will be storing their respective data in the material master record. Okay, the material master is used by all the components in the SAP logistics system. That means all the departments who are going to use that particular material, they will be using that particular material master. Material master is not specific to one module. Okay, it is common for all the modules. That is why it's called centralized source data. Okay, now every area of responsibility can have a material master view, because different user department in a company work with same material, and each of these departments store different information on the material. Okay, if you take the different departments in the organization, let's say if you go to the screen, in the organization there will be a purchasing department. Okay, there will be a sales department, there will be a production department, there will be a quality management department, there will be a forecasting planning department. Okay, forecasting department, or there will be a planning department. Okay, accounting, finance department, warehouse departments, okay, costing departments. So all these respective departments will maintain their data in the material master record, and every department will have their own view in the material master. Okay, so accordingly they will maintain their data in the material master record. So let's say purchasing department will maintain their specific data in the material master in their view. So every department will be given a particular view. In that view, they will be maintaining their data for that particular material. Okay, that is why the material master is called centralized source of master data. Okay, so that's what. Each department has its own material master record. So they will have their own view in the material master. When we go to the practicals, we'll see that. Okay, so before going into the system creation of material, first we need to understand a concept called material type. Okay, so whenever you are creating a material, first you need to have the material type. Without material type, you cannot create the material master. Okay, materials with same basic attributes are grouped together and assigned to a material type. Okay, so materials which are having common in nature, common attributes, common features, those are assigned with a similar material type, same material type. Okay, I'll explain you with the example. Okay, suppose let's say in your organization there are some materials. Okay, there are some materials which are procured, okay, consumed in production, they are consumed in production, but no sales, they are not sold outside. Okay, what these materials they do, they procure them, these materials, they are consumed in production, okay, but those materials are not sold outside to the customers. So all those materials having these properties, these features, those are normally termed as raw materials. Okay, all the materials which are having these attributes, these features, they are termed with a material type called raw material. Okay, now there are some other materials, let's say, okay, they are also procured, but they are used in packing, used for packing, okay, and they are not sold outside. All those kind of materials are termed with a material type called packing materials. Okay, so the materials which are having these features, these common features, those are called packing materials. Okay, now there are some other materials, let's say no procurement, they are not procured, but manufactured, produced, okay, but no sales. There are some materials they are not procured, but they are manufactured, but they are not sold outside. Okay, no sales. So those kind of products, those kind of materials are called semi-finished products. Semi-finished materials. Material type is semi-finished materials. Okay. Now there are some materials, they are not procured, but produced and sales, they are sold outside. All these materials which are having these features, these attributes, they are called finished materials. Okay, so according to their attributes, they will be assigned with a material type. So this raw material is a material type. Okay, packing material is a material type, semi-finished is a material type, and finished is a material type. So materials which are having same attributes, they are grouped together with a material type. That is what here. Okay, so when creating a material master record, you must assign a material to a material type. When you are creating a material, you have to assign a material type. Otherwise, system will not allow to create material master. Okay, so the material type determines which business process, as I told earlier, sales, production, or purchasing, and functions allowed for that particular material. So based on the material type, you determine what for that particular material, what business functions are allowed. Whether sales is allowed, production is allowed, or purchasing allowed, or what functions are allowed. That is determined by this material type. Okay, material types are created to manage different requirements according to the company requirements. Okay, so that is what the material types. Now the examples of material types, as I told, raw materials, packing materials, semi-finished products, finished products. So these are the some of the material types. There are a lot of material types are there, but these are the some of the important material types in the system. Okay, so now what material type will do? Okay, so the material type will control these things. It will control the number assignment. We'll see it in the system, whether internal number or external number, it will control. Okay, and then it will control the procurement type, whether it is that particular material externally procured or internally manufactured, and which departments will have to maintain their data. That means based on the material type, the views will appear on the screen. Okay, suppose let's say you are creating a raw material. For raw material, sales is not required, but that means you are not going to sell that particular material. So sales views are not required. So when you choose the material type, sales views will not appear on the material master. So that which user departments have to maintain the data, that is determined by material type. Okay. Now field selection. So in the material master, which field has to be selected, which field has to be entered, which field is mandatory, which field is optional. So that is also determined by field selection, determined by material type. Okay. Now this is for finance people, account determination. So which account you have to maintain, all those things will be determined by this material type. So basically material type will control all these features. Okay. So now some of the material types. So these are some of the important material types in the system. These are standard material types. We discussed already raw materials, semi-finished products, finished products we discussed. Okay, then other than this there are some material, configurable materials, trading goods, operating supplies which are used in plant maintenance module. There are some non-stock materials, okay, services and packaging materials. Every material type will be assigned with a code. This is ROH is a code for it. Raw material will have a code ROH. Semi-finished product will have a code HALP. So every material type will have a code. Okay, so these are the some of the standard material types in the system. And if you want to create a new material type, custom material type, you can create as per your requirement. Okay, so these are the material types available in the system. Okay, now let's go and start creating the material master. Okay, so the material master creation. Okay, the transaction code for creating is MM01. Okay, change it is MM02. Okay, and the display it is MM03. Okay, and George is very new, I think. George, normally in the SAP, normally in the SAP, whenever you are creating a master record or any transaction record, normally for creation the transaction code will be like this, XX01. Okay, for change normally it will be XX02, and for display it is XX03. It will be like this. Okay, transaction code pattern will be like this. So for material master, the transaction codes are like this. Okay, now let's go and start creating the material master. Okay, so first we'll start with creation. Okay, so I'm logging on to the system. Okay, okay, so this is your initial screen. Okay, now let's start creating the material master. So I'll show you the menu path. If you know the transaction code, you can directly type here MM01. Okay, or if you don't know the transaction code, if you want to go through the navigation path, you can go through the navigation path. Go to logistics. Okay, go to production, go to master data, material master, material, create general immediately, MM01. Okay, so using this transaction you will create. So let's go to MM01. This is the initial screen. As of now, don't enter the material code. Okay, now industry sector, that means the industry sector for which you are working, what type of industry you are working. Okay, so as of now I'll select beverages. Okay, now the material type. So if you don't enter the material type, if you try to go inside, you see system is throwing the error, enter a material type. That means to create the material master you should have material type. Okay, so now you select the material. Let's say I'll create now finished product. I'll be creating a finished product. Let's say, so you select the finished product from the list. So this is the one, FERT, finished product FERT. Okay, now enter. The moment you enter, system will give you the views. Are you able to see? These are the views which we discussed. These are the views. So every department people will go there, will go to their views and they will maintain their data. Okay, now I'll select the appropriate views as of now, basic data 1 and 2. Okay, as of now I'm not maintaining any sales views. Okay, even purchasing view also I'm not maintaining, because this is finished product, so I'm not maintaining. I'm maintaining MRP views 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then work scheduling view. I'm selecting some of the views: general plan data storage 1 view, then 2 view, quality management view, and accounting 1 and 2. Okay, so these are the views I'm selecting. Okay, now click on the button organizational levels. Okay, so now here you will be entering the plant. That means I'm creating this material, this finished product in this particular plant. Okay, you can select from the list. Plants you can select from the list. See, I'm selecting the plant 1000. Okay, storage location I will not enter as of now. Okay, just click on continue. MRP profile will discuss. Okay, now click on continue. Okay, you will be getting this screen. Okay, so system is assigning a material code. I'll explain you how the system will assign a material code. Before that, you need to understand the levels, screens for maintaining the material master. First is the initial level. Okay, initial level is the initial level. First you enter the material. Okay, now the next one is the main working level, is nothing but all your views, nothing but this one I'll show you. Then there is an additional level. There are 3 levels actually: initial level, main working level, main views. Okay, and then there will be an additional level data maintained. Okay, so if you see here, these are your views: basic data 1, 2. Okay, and then your MRP views, all those views are there. These are the main views, and apart from this, if you click on this additional data tab, you will be getting these data, additional data level tabs. Okay, so now let's maintain the data. Now I'll create a finished product called, as we are working in beverages, I'll create a just 1 minute. Pepsi 1 liter bottle we have. So okay, let's create Pepsi. Okay, Pepsi bottle. Okay, 500 ml. Okay, so this is my finished product. I'm manufacturing Pepsi solution, Pepsi bottles. Okay, so the packing is 500 ml. This we are creating. This is my finished product. Now, what is base unit of measure? The most important thing is base unit of measure. That means how you are measuring these bottles. So you can select the base unit of measure from here. Okay, now let's say I'll select pieces, piece or number you can select. So I'll select from the list P. Scroll down, pieces. Okay, or you can select each also as per your requirement. As of now I'll select piece. Okay, enter. Okay, don't enter anything in basic data 2. Okay, now go to MRP 1. Now if you see here, if I don't enter the data in MRP type, system will not allow you to go further. See, fill in all required entry field. That means this MRP type is a mandatory field. There will be some mandatory fields, there are some optional fields. Suppose if you see here, purchasing group, if you don't enter the data also, it is allowing. That means it is an optional field. Okay, so now I'll enter MRP type PD. Okay, controller, MRP controller. I am entering only mandatory fields. Okay, so I'm entering scheduling margin key, enter. Okay, and there will be a optional field. Still, if you don't enter the data also, it is giving just a warning message. I'll enter the invoice production time 2 days. Okay, and I'm entering availability check, enter. Now next I'm going to work scheduling view. I want to manage this material in batches. Okay, so I will activate batch management indicator. Okay, plan data storage 1 view, I'm not entering anything. Plan data storage 2, I'm not entering anything. Okay, quality management. Okay, accounting 1 and 2, valuation class, finished products. enter. Okay, now I'm saving this material. Okay, now the material is saved. Your finished product is saved. So you will get a message, material created. Okay, the material is created. So now the material numbering. So here if you observe, there is two types of material numbering is there. When you are creating the material, system only is assigning the number 5000, 500, 65833. This is called internal numbering. Okay, internal numbering means system only will assign the number. Internal numbering, system only will assign the number, whereas external numbering option is also there. External numbering means when you are creating the material, you will give the number here. You will manually give the number here. Okay, that is what called external numbering. Okay, as of now in this particular system, the internal numbering is activated. So that is why system only will assign the number. Okay, they will maintain a number range. They will maintain a number range like this. So just 1 minute. Let me take this material change. Let me go to. Just 1 minute. This is a material, right? Okay. So now if you take this material, how they maintain the number ranges, they'll maintain a number range like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So they maintain a number range like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the configuration settings, they'll maintain a number range. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they maintain a number range like this in the configuration. So based on this number range, it will be assigning the numbers. That is called internal numbering. Okay. Now we have this number. Now when I go and create the next number, next material master, it will assign the number like this. So it will assign in the consecutive manner. Okay. So that is what the internal numbering. Okay. Now this number range. Now whatever the number range I showed you, this normally they will assign it to the material type. They will assign it to the material type. Okay, whether it is an internal number or external numbering, they will assigning it to the material type. Okay, now when you are creating the material type, you will be maintaining the material type. Based on that, it will take the number. That's what the logic behind the number ranges. Okay, this material numbering configuration normally will be taken care by the MM people. Okay, they will be taking care of it. Okay, now let's say this is the one we discussed. Material number, uniquely identifying a material master record and a material. So material number basically identifies the particular material. Okay, it's a unique number given to each material. Okay, now there are two options are available as I said earlier: external number assignment, internal number assignment. Okay, so that's what. So now let's go to material master organizational levels. Okay, so the material master is normally maintained at 3 levels. Okay, one is at client level. Some data is maintained, the data that is valid for the whole company, whole organization, that you maintain at client level. Okay, now that some data you maintain for at plant level, that means only applicable to that particular plant. Okay, and some data, there is some data you maintain at storage location level. Okay, suppose if you see here, material number, material description, material group, base unit of measure, so these kind of things are maintained at client level, common for all the plants. Whereas some data like purchasing data, MRP data, forecasting data, so those kind of data you maintain at plant level. Okay, now some data, storage bin, all those kind of data you maintain at storage location level. So these are the organizational levels for which you maintain the data. I'll show you the system. So suppose let's go to our material. This is our material, right, which we created. Now if I go to the material change mode, MM02, if I enter, if I select basic data 1 and 2 views, okay, if I select basic data 1 and 2 views, the moment I click on continue, is it asking anything? It is directly going to the view. It is not asking anything. No plant, no storage location it is asking. That is why these views are maintained at client level. Okay, so in these views, what we are maintaining description of the base unit of measure. If you maintain material group, all these things are maintained at client level. Okay, that is why it is not asking any organizational object. Suppose, let's say, I'll go again. Now I'll go to a MRP1 view, MRP 1, 2, 3, 4 views. The moment I go to these views, if I click on the button continue, what system is asking? Now system is asking plant. It is asking you to enter the plant. So some data is maintained at plant level. Okay, so that means if I enter the plant 1000 and if I continue, now see. So that means the data you maintain in these views is only applicable for this plant, for that particular material. Okay, if you have same material in another plant, this data will not be applicable for that another plant. Will create for another plant also. Okay, so this is how some data is maintained at plant level, and of course some data is at storage location level. When you are going to the view, you can enter the storage location also. If you select MRP1 view, see it is asking storage location. So if you enter the storage location, you will be able to see some storage location specific data also if you maintain. Okay, so these are the organizational levels in the system. Okay, now let's continue with extending the material master. Okay, now let's say you have this material, this product. Now this is manufactured in one plant. Let's say you are having, let's say our 1000 plant is, let's say Goa plant. Let's say you have a manufacturing plant. Pepsi people having a manufacturing plant in Goa. Now after some times they started a new manufacturing plant in, let's say, Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai. Now, okay, now the same product they wanted to manufacture in Mumbai plant. Okay, they want to manufacture in Mumbai plant. Now product is same, only plant is different. So that time you will extend this material master to a different plant. Okay, so what you do is you take the material, again you go to create immediately. Okay, now you know the material code. Enter the material code, enter. Okay, now basic data 1 and 2, select the appropriate views. Okay, now you enter the new plant 1100. Now you enter the new plant. Okay, you enter the new plant, continue. Okay, now see the data from the material already got copied, description, all those things. Only now you will be maintaining the plant specific data 1100. The material already exists and will be extended. Okay, so now you are extending it to another plant. Okay, so now I extended the same product to a different plant. Material code is same, but now it is existing in two plants. So now when you go to display, you can see the data in two different plants. So let's go to display MM03. Now if you go here, if you select MRP1 to any view, if you click on the organization levels, now you can see it is existing in two plants. The material is now existing in two plants, plant 1000 and plant 1100. If you want to see the data of plant 1000, you select the plant 1000 and you go inside. Or if you want to see the plant data of 1100, enter, select any view. Now if you want to see 1100 data, you select 1100. Then you will be able to see that particular plant data. Okay, so this is how you will be extending the material master to particular organization level, like plant, accounting unit, or purchasing department, or whatever you want to do, you can extend it. Okay, now we will be discussing on unit of measure. Okay, so what is this unit of measure? So base unit of measure, this is the unit of measure in which the stocks of a material are managed. Okay, the system converts all quantities entered in other units to the base unit of measure. So basically, base unit of measure is the unit of measure in the stocks of the particular material are managed. Okay, now there are what is a unit of measure we maintain for this material? As of now, we maintained pieces. Piece one, that means one number. It's like a number. Okay, now there are some alternate unit of measures also you can maintain. All unit of measures other than the base unit of measure are referred to as alternate units of measure. Okay, so like sometimes what happens is you manufacture in numbers. Okay, but when you are selling to the customer, you will be selling it in the cartons. Okay, so you are manufacturing in pieces only, your base unit of measure in piece, but when you are selling to a particular customer, you sell it in cartons. So each carton, let's say, will have four bottles. So this is called selling unit of issue. Okay, or like order unit 16